What it is, what it is, what it is. Welcome back, y'all, for another episode, our last episode of the regular season. Um, and it comes at a special time, right? It's the New Year edition, the first episode of 2026. So, and clap to that. All right. Shout out to man, this has been a roller coaster, but it's been a nice ride the last 4 years. I think it's been 4 years. I don't even know. I can't even count, man. Time is not real.
Maybe three, maybe four, but on behalf of Val, I'm Z. You are in the zone with V and Z.
Facts.
2026 edition. We're here. We made it. Let's make this one great. But
100%.
as we get started on this episode, we're gonna take a quick look back on last week. Touch on our thoughts leading up to the playoffs, kind of what type of matches we want to see, what matchups are, potentially facing the Bills moving forward. And with this being the last game, more than likely at Highmark Field, Rich Stadium, Ralph Wilson Stadium, we're definitely going to take just a minute or two just to reflect on the end of an era,
Right.
and the dawn of a new one starting. So make sure you tune in with us whole episode, man. So
Yeah.
as always, lock in with us, like, share, subscribe. We get that out the way early. But Val, I'll take your words, man. What's the views from the stadium last week? Philly game.
Philly
in the
game.
cold, in the rain. What was that like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with tailgate was Gucci. We was able to put up our tent for about 4 hours, and then we took the tent down by like 12. Right before the rain really got going. So we still did our normal spiel before the game. Had a couple people stop through, Christian and a couple others. Getting to the game portion of it, man, it was, about what you expect. Eagles fans sprinkled around, not nothing dominant. They ain't take over the stadium, but there was some Eagles fans out there. But the game, from my perspective, kind of went how thought. I thought that initially it was going to be like a little bit of a tug of war, and that's kind of what we witnessed in that first half, where you was going to have to fight and you was going to have to claw for yardage, only because with the conditions, with the Eagles being a Super Bowl contending team, they wasn't going to just give you blades of grass, as we like to call it. So definitely wasn't feeling how that first half went as a whole, just because I think we pushed ourselves back to having to play to come from behind type of game. And I mean, as most Bills fans probably can agree, is like, we get tired of having to always be like, oh, well, we got to come back, time to put the cape on. Because then Josh, we know mentally he starts to feel like that too. And, there was some bad decisions, obviously, by Josh that we can touch on, kind of scrambling backwards again, right? Not just throwing the ball away. The kicker situation we know isn't that great. So there were some situations there that I think we would all want back. But I say all that to say the ending of the game was definitely a wild ride. From my seat, I had an Eagle fan right behind me. Me and him, I'm yapping. He yapping a little bit, but I mean, he kept it respectable because 9 times out of 10, when you're at a Bills game, you are surrounded by Bills fans. So like, it was a couple of people around me that wasn't going to let him do too much, and they was just like, yeah, we fight too. One of the dudes in my area, he just funny as hell because he always ready to, like, if it gotta go
Just
there,
in case. You already know I'm ready.
Go there, man. It'd be this one dude, he be ready, and that shit was just funny to me because I'm like, listen, I'm here for a good game, but like, you in Bill's territory, so man, just tread lightly, all right. But I was ready to rub it in dude's face though. I was so ready. I'm like, here we go, 2-point conversion. And I'm quiet at that point. I'm like, I don't even gotta say no words. And then we obviously missed that opportunity with a missed throw by Josh. So
was that play? Was that our end of the stadium? Was that the far end?
That's the fire end. So it was. I'm watching that shit through the.
Yeah, you watching on the screen at that point.
And at that point though, I'm like, shit, we just scored twice in 5 minutes.
Right.
And now we just need 2 yards. I see like boom, boom.
Yeah. So why are we talking about that play? What was your thoughts on the 2-point call? Is that something that you would have done if you were coach?
Yeah. And I had a conversation with a mutual friend of ours, Christian, because he asked me about that the next day, and he was like, we was talking about McDermott on the RV, and he like, so what you think about that? His decision there. And I said, you know what? There's about 3 or 4 quarterbacks that you got to live with whatever they do in that situation. It's just like when we talk about 4th and 1, whether you at the 50-yard line, at your own 35, like there are certain guys who you give them a green light, and you as a coach, you got to put your trust in those tough situations, because why am I paying you 300 million, 200 million? Why am I paying you the big bucks if I don't trust you to get a yard? Well, if I don't trust you to get a 2-point conversion, and because it's not like a 2-point conversion in the second quarter, it's not a 2-point conversion in the first. This is 2-point conversion with the game on the line against the defending Super Bowl champs. Now, when you say that out loud, some may think, well, that's all the reason why you just take it to OT. But when you look at the elements, right? When you look at the fact that Josh was already, the foot bothering him. He don't got to say it, but we know the foot bothering him. So you going to ask for him to play another maybe 10 minutes? Like, nah, go for it right there. You just scored twice in 5 minutes. Defense, I agree with most people who say, well, defense was balling, so defense probably wasn't going to give up nothing anyway. Yeah, sure. Defense was rolling. But wasn't it just a couple years ago we go to overtime with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts just go all the way down the field
and everybody was mad they didn't get an offensive chance to put the game away.
You know what I mean? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, so like leading up to that, like as the drive started, I'm like, yo, when the Bills score, because at that point I'm like, they're gonna score. Like I had the confidence, and I was watching it at Buddy's house. I'm like, yo, what would you do here? You kick an extra point, you're going for 2, and without hesitation, I'm like, I'm going for 2. I have the ability to end the game. There's no coin toss.
Right.
There's no this. I'm not at the mercy of who wins the toss, who gets the ball first. Yeah, all of a sudden, Saquon Barkley breaking a run out of nowhere. 100%. So if my offense has been moving the ball relatively easy this quarter, then yeah, we rolling with y'all. Because again, y'all have been moving the ball. So I'm trusting my top tier quarterback to get the job done. So like I had no issue with the call. Like none. I'm like, yo, go get the win. Listen, and it's the end of the season. I don't want 10 minutes extra or something that can get hurt or anything can happen. Go in this game.
Yeah. And like I said, there are people who are disagree and agree to disagree, as we call it. But like, I just think for as much as we lift up Josh, that's the main reason why you can say, if you're the coach, like, I understand you're going for it, because we always say, oh, he the best quarterback. Mm-hmm. He the best player. He the MVP. Well, if you got that damn MVP on your team,
why am I even giving it any thought?
I'm not.
And the thing is, the call worked.
Right. And that's the tough part. That I think that's the tough part about the whole situation. And I know that
it was there. It was open. Good call. Bad throw.
Bad throw. Right. And that's I would say probably, and you can say what your biggest takeaway of the game. I think my biggest takeaway is get Josh back in the right space physically and all of that. But like even mentally, like I want Josh to realize, and this has happened maybe 3 or 4 times this year. Like, listen, it's okay
to live to see another down.
It's okay to play under control when we need you to. Mm-hmm. And I know those two kind of tie together, but like, man, oh man, we left some points on the board. Absolutely. And you can only look in the mirror if you're the quarterback. And like I said, this wasn't a horrible game. I mean, you look at the numbers, 2 rushing touchdowns, over 260 yards passing in the rain. Dude still put up some decent numbers, all right, for an NFL quarterback in those conditions against that football team. So
especially seeing the quarterback on the other side completed 0 passes in the second half.
100%. You know what I mean? And the defense, again, man, huge shout out to the defense. I think I'll give you the floor to ask you. I mean, what do you think of their overall performance? Because I mean, we've always talked about Flowers for wins, but like even on a loss, I think they deserve a ton of credit.
Massive. I mean, a game like this actually gave me confidence, even in the loss. That okay. I mean, granted, Philly's offense has not been performing to their potential all
Inconsistent.
season. So again, it's slightly taken with a grain of salt, but the amount of talent on that Philly team, you can't hold them to 13 points and then that be nothing. Like, no, that's something. To
Yeah.
hold Saquon Barkley to less than 4 yards a carry, quite a bit less than 4 yards a carry. I don't even think he hit 80 yards, like 20 some carries for like 70 and some change. So to do that, to hold AJ Brown, who's a physical freak, to 3 catches and nothing that really killed you, to keep that team in check and give up nothing in the second half
Nothing.
while still facing injuries that you're facing on defense. No, that's something. That counts for something. So I'm like, all right, if this defense can play at that level moving forward, I have a lot more confidence in this team about what they can do moving forward, and regardless of who they face.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at it from a skill position standpoint, what they saw on Sunday is probably going to be
The best they'll see
the best offense they'll see
in the AFC, at least.
Right. I'm about to say that until they get, if they get to the Super Bowl, because if I'm looking at the Chargers offense, that offense don't scare me. If I'm looking at Denver's offense, to be honest with you, they don't scare me that much. Jacksonville offense, a lot more diverse now that they added a receiver in there.
Yeah, it's better than it was before.
I'm still not big on Trevor Lawrence in big moments, at least. So
yeah, it's because he hasn't shown it yet.
Yeah. Right. Houston, not too worried about their offense. And like I said, I told somebody this before. If Baltimore sneaks in, they probably give us the best look at a complete offense that we'll see. But even with Baltimore, I'm not sold on their weapons. Outside of the tight end group, likely Andrews at times, but like Zay Flowers to me took a step down this year. I know every once in a while he like to peek his head out and make a play. But Zay Flowers ain't been Zay Flowers this year. And I know he's a young wide receiver, so that's not
definitely a down year. But yeah, I mean that's I don't want to go too far into the playoff teams just yet.
Yeah.
I did want to put a bow on the Philly game.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Any particular player, any individual player that you would want to shout out for their performance on this past week?
That's a tough one. Brandon Cooks. I'll give him a shout out. And the main reason I will, because I know that we just talked about big picture. I think big picture, when you put together a game like that in those conditions at the wide receiver positions, over 100 yards, you was able to come down with the ball twice on deep routes
and be open for another.
Right, and that's the thing. Like we talked about it, like he can get open down the field, and that's something that they've been kind of looking for since really the departure of Diggs and John Brown and those guys. So like they really haven't had a legit deep threat, with a proven track record since really Diggs. And Diggs really wasn't even a deep guy. I mean, he could go deep.
Right. That's not his specialty. He can get there, but that's not his thing.
Right. So that's why I'm really saying John Brown. Hey, John Brown really like the last true. Hey, if I throw it up there, I know John Brown can run underneath it. Even Emmanuel Sanders to a certain
Emmanuel Sanders a little bit too, but
to a certain extent. But to see, Brandon Cooks make those plays, to me, that because we talked about it before about the whole trust thing. So that to me was like, okay, that's good for Josh Allen to see too, because now you're going into the playoffs. Big plays are going to have to get made.
Yeah,
these games aren't going to be really blowouts. I know there's been wild card games where the Bills have blown out their opponents. So hey, I
wouldn't expect it. Yeah, it's not the expectation.
Right. I would gladly welcome that.
Please give me one. We had a stress-free game in a minute.
It's been a minute. We thought that was going to be Cleveland. Didn't
even
work.
Cleveland wasn't. Like I'm saying, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. So I'm just looking at down the line, right? Because we know we've clinched our playoff berth. He needs to have guys he can trust to go the ball, whether it's 20 yards, 40 yards. And I think that type of performance in those conditions, because I will keep saying, I mean, it was
ugly.
At times it was coming down. And when you're playing wide receiver, I know they got those gloves and all that shit, but man, I know it had to be difficult, especially on the one joint where he had to kind of like wrestle the ball away type. Like that was impressive to me. And I look forward to seeing where that connection can go. I know we'll likely see more Gabe Davis in the playoffs. Khalil Shakir, I pray they continue to figure out ways to use them down the field and not just on, screens. Keon, obviously another scratch, so I don't know what's going on there. I mean, in a perfect world for me, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck, I would still love him out there, 30% snaps, 40%. I don't know. But just on some of those plays, because you know what I had a conversation about recently, and I'll get back to you, is the scramble drill, right? There's certain wide receivers who run it perfect, right? Gabe Davis has been one of them. Dawson Knox at the tight end position has done it for years. Even Don Kincaid at times have proven he can do that. The one thing I haven't seen from the other receivers is their ability to do that. And I look at what Keon did in a limited amount of time last year and this year. He was able to be a nice little fuck it, he down there somewhere type of guy, especially in the red zone. There's been a couple jump balls that he's thrown to him out the scramble that he's come down with. So I kind of miss having him out there for that. I know there was a jump ball just this past week. Basically, it was a jump ball that Shavers came down with. So it's no knock on Shavers. I think Shavers has still a lot of potential. He's 26 years old. But man, I wish they could figure out something with Keon, because the more I can add to this offense, the better. Because this offense is not like a well-oiled machine. So for us to be just sitting players just because, it's like, okay, but hopefully it don't come back to bite. So I don't know who you move around or what you do what. I know we got six, how about to say 6, 7, but we got 6 guys right now who we normally put out there on the field. I know McCole Hardman might get elevated for the playoffs just because you got the unlimited amount that you can do, and you can throw him back there at punt return. So I don't know. That's my only thing I got, but again, flowers to Cooks. That's what I got there.
I'm with it. I mean, that's exactly who I would have went with. I would have went with the Cook Shavers combo, just going up and making a play for Josh. Yeah. So I just want to shout out both of them. And you hit the nail on the head for me. It's building that trust. Because if Josh see, like, if I throw the ball down there and you come up with it, okay, cool. I know I can depend on you. Push come to shove, I can throw it your way and you make a play for me. So moving forward, I think that's definitely huge. But if I just go to the defensive side, I definitely want to shout out our 2 rookie defensive tackles, Sanders and Walker. Just again, with them being able to bottle up that running game, a lot of that started up the middle. You had Daquan Jones not in the mix, they banged up. So you put a lot on the plate of those rookies, and they both showed up. I mean, Sanders showed some flashes throughout the game as well, and it's nice to see him at his natural position, not trying to kick out the defensive end out of necessity, but just seeing them young boys in there ready to make a play. Because again, moving forward, it's going to be huge. They're going to have to. Again, with Jones dealing with that calf injury again, we don't know what that looks like a couple weeks down the line. Right. If he's going to be hampered or banged up or whatever. And Ed Oliver, I mean, it's still a potential, but it's no guarantee until he's out on the field. So right now, it's going to be those rookies really taking some meaningful snaps. So, but shout out to them, because we know Saquon is one of the best in the business. Granted, it's been a down year for that offense, but he's still one of the best in the business, and they made it tough for him. And again, shout out to Shaq Thompson and Matt Milano. Them boys is flying out there, like flying. So,
yeah, that's gonna be a nice duo to watch.
100%. I mean, at this point, with Bernard dealing with another injury, I'm at the point, throw him on IR, let him just shut this thing down, get yourself healthy for next year and roll. But let Shaq Thompson call his defense man in the middle of this field, and we just do that. Because right now he just can't stay on the field. This injury after injury. Let's stop pushing it, shut it down. Put him on IR this week. If we make it to the Super Bowl and he's healthy, all right, cool. Put him in a rotational role, whatever. But right now, let Thompson be the anchor of that defense and play. And I will say shout out to the secondary as well, because with no Jordan Poyer, they ain't miss a beat back there. So
yeah, we got veterans, who you can trust on defense, and that's why I'm glad to finally see it come together. Because I remember early in the year, I'm like, man, with the amount of guys who know this defense, with the amount of guys who can play football, why are we struggling so much? In those first 4 to 5 weeks. So I'm just glad they finally starting to put it together. I know it's kind of been half by half. One half has been better than the other, but I mean, last week I'll take giving up 13 points any day of the week.
100%.
Man,
any game you tell me they give up 13, I'm like, all right, we're gonna win.
Yeah, and that's 99% of the games. You know, you win that game. So, so yeah, shout out to those boys. We'll do not even really on the Jets. We play the Jets this week, obviously for those.
And that's it.
All right, I was about to say, for those who don't know,
there's nothing to talk about. They're starting their third string quarterback. We more than likely gonna be trying to get through the game healthy. Obviously, they're gonna try to win the game, but they're gonna try to get through as many guys rested as they can. We rocking the red helmets. That's gonna be cool.
Big red helmets, baby.
I'm actually gonna be back in the building finally
for the last one.
After a 17-week hiatus.
For the last one, that's crazy.
It really. I was thinking about that the other day, bro. I said to have season tickets and go to the season opener in the last game of the season is kind of wild. But I mean,
kind of wild, man.
It is what it is, bro. But I'm in the building. I gotta see the stadium off right. So
yeah, now it's gonna be, to me, because I know we got to get into it anyway. So we here. To me, that's what it's gonna be all about. It's like if you have access to go to this last game, or if you know somebody who won't sell them for the low, which I'm pretty sure they're not going to be for the low, but this is going to be one of those that you just really just got to take in. Like, I don't even think this is the game where you just even get like super drunk, like, oh, like you almost got to really make sure you remember how it felt that last game, that last regular season game, at least in the stadium. I mean, I do think it's going to be kind of like one big party, but it's going to be kind of weird because obviously it's not like a meaningful game when it comes to win-loss. I know that at the end of the day, we've talked about it before. You want to win because, hey, if there's any, I'll say it like this: if there's any way that they can get one more home game by being the 5 seed because Houston or the Chargers pull off an upset, I'm all for that 5 seed. But at the very worst, you the 6 and 7 if all hell breaks loose, right? But I think McDermott understands the moment enough to know sending off with a win is going to be kind of the goal. But as you kind of hinted at a couple of minutes ago too, is really health, right? You know what I mean? Josh Allen, health, right? Bubble wrap, you know what I mean? Joey Bosa. Matter of fact, don't even try on the helmet.
Yeah, I mean, again, I wanted to win against Philly, but the silver lining is if they would have won that game, they would still be in the running for the division, so they would still be putting everything for this game.
Yeah, this game would have been all in.
It'd have been a regular game, but now that we know the division is a wrap, so it gives them a chance to try to heal up a little bit and rest some guys wherever they can't rest everybody. I mean, you can only play 48 players, so people still got to play, but you can get the key ones out there. Like you said, Joey Bosa, bro, don't even start to the stadium. Like you can stay home, dog.
Yeah.
Don't dress up like, yo, you, Matt Milano, don't even think about dressing. Like
I damn near only, and I know Shaq gonna have to, like,
Christian Benford don't play, Shaq Thompson. You can get the first drive.
Right. You might get the first
drive. Sit on down. Listen, call up whoever. What Eddie Ulofoshio doing? Like, figure out a way to get anybody in.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get some Matt Judon looks in there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I don't need Greg Rousseau out there. Christian Benford, you've been hurt every playoffs. You can go sit down. It's mostly defense. It's mostly defense. Go sit on down. Sit on down.
Get him some playing time.
Yeah, I'll say on offense, if you want to, Dalton Kincaid, you don't need to show up.
Don't even look at. Don't even
chill. Spencer Brown, you can sit on down. You've been dealing with some injuries. Dawkins, you can get your couple little reps on, but after that, we got backup tackles. But that it's really that defense. Like, I need some of them boys just to sit down. Don't even think about it. Rest up. Them old heads.
Yeah, we got some old heads on that side.
Yeah, it's just trying to maneuver the roster. You can only call up 2 practice squad
right.
players.
You can only call up so much, and that's the part that I hate. It's like, damn.
Yeah, games like this, like, can I get a preseason roster? Can I get 90 available?
Yeah,
just get us through this game,
please, because
just call it a day. But again, I hope Matt Judon is up. Hope Matt Judon is up. Probably need to call up a linebacker or something too,
or a tight end, because I think they still got Spectre on the 53. Is he still on the 53 man?
No, Spectre is on the practice squad, but he's out of elevations.
See,
so he can't even get called up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
see, I
mean,
don't know, man.
Dane Jackson's out of elevations. Balin Spector's out of elevation. Somebody else is too. It's not ringing a bell though.
Probably means Max gonna play the whole game, which I ain't mad at. He ain't really played too
It's
much,
fine. Yeah,
you know.
he'll get a chunk of change.
Max, Jordan Hancock plays a whole lot.
Yeah.
Might see Savage get a lot of time at safety as well.
Yeah, Savage, man, shit. Savage might start. I mean,
Right, and I'll take that shit. Put
yeah,
him out.
get out there, get some reps in. Same with Judon. Like anybody that came into this team later in the equation, go get some reps. I would expect Keon to get in the game this week.
Yeah, I do too. Because if he don't, then it's like, all right. So which I really,
it's no point not having him play this week.
Right? Like, come on, like
Gabe, you can sit your injured self down still.
Gabe,
Another week to heal up.
Yeah,
Shakir, I don't need to see Shakir. Or
So-
I'll play Shakir probably, but Palmer, nah. You sit down, bro. You rest. Like it's a lot of resting going on.
Yeah, I mean but honestly, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on Palmer only because Palmer really gotta Palmer got to do something.
Right. But what in my head is what it is the benefit of having Palmer out there if Josh is not playing.
Right. Yeah, I know. I mean, he'll be catching passes from Mitch, but
right.
Yeah, Palmer to me, for all the
it's time for him to get his shit off. Like he
needs
to
all the stuff that some of these other receivers getting. I'm like, Palmer ain't really jumping off the tape. But again, I've always said some of that is still mixed in with what the offensive coordinator is doing, and
it's lack of cohesion. I mean, he hurt during training camp. It looked like he started to get things going like around that Atlanta game, then got hurt.
Yeah,
missed 4 games or so, came back, got hurt again. So like it's almost a little bit of a lost season in there. But I mean, all that to say, rest who you can. Obviously, you can't rest everybody, but some of them older heads and people with injury histories, yeah, definitely. It is mostly defense for me. Like I said, that Milano, that Bosa, Benford, I don't need to see not a single snap from any of those 3.
Nah, because we've actually gone to the playoffs with missing some key starters, and this might be the
every season. Yeah,
this might be the first year where we're down to only missing one key starter, and that'll be Ed Oliver.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I expect everybody else to either be out there in some capacity, even Terrell Bernard. Like I know he's not going to play this week, but I'm pretty sure he's going to try to fight his way in some capacity on the field during the playoffs. It might not be the first round, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. But
I'm still hoping and praying that Oliver can come back by.
Yeah, man, he had that light little what we had his knee
scope. Yeah, again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what a scope entails.
Right. I'm like, come on, Ed. I thought you was gonna be.
Yeah, but he did had the Instagram post yesterday talking about it. I thought I was dead, huh? I said, okay.
Yeah, he's funny though, because he
is funny though. He's walking in the training, not the training room, but in the weight room, just walking in front of the mirror. He wasn't limping, no crutches, no nothing. So I'm like, all right, maybe he was just a little cleanup.
I know he's trying to push through. Like I said, I respect that. You know what I mean? Even Bernard. I know Bernard has gotten a lot of slander this year.
Listen, 80% Ed Oliver is better than what we'll get. No disrespect to like Fedarian Mathis, and he just caught straight.
Our defensive tackle,
who's actually been playing good. Like Fedarian Mathis actually been balling.
Yeah. I mean, for his role, he's been doing okay. It's just that we know Ed Oliver,
the ceiling is much higher.
Yeah, because he can wreck a game. You know, so moving along, you know, outside of the Bills-Jets game, reflecting back on the stadium, right? You know, I know it's been there since what they say, 1973 or something like that. We obviously came in the 80s, late 80s, and first game, we've talked about how our first game experiences were. You know, I believe I kind of told the story here, I think maybe a year or two ago, about my first game might have been I want to say it was Bills Steelers. You know, that my father brought me and my sisters too. I think it was all of us. I know I got some old pictures, but I remember Cordell Stewart playing, Jerome Bettis, Kirkland out there. Yeah, I mean, fucking Hines Ward. A lot of shit. You know, Doug Flutie, of course, Eric Modes, Reuben Brown. You know, the whole old gang. But like I personally can really speak to the games of the last 5 to 10 years, because you know now I'm a grown adult, right? Now I can experience the game a little bit different, remember certain things. So I guess before I mention my top moment or moments, man, what do you got in your back pocket that you would say is like your one that even 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you'll be able to talk to your grandkids about and be like, man, listen, at that stadium over there was this game, or it was this moment. Like, what you got?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It's so many, man. Like even during like drought era, because I mean, my first year I had season tickets was at '09. Whatever year we signed To was the
Okay.
first year that I had season tickets.
Good
So I
stuff.
mean, I've been to a handful of games before then, but that was the first year I was in the stadium on a consistent basis. And like I I, I feel like growing up, not going to a ton of games. It was just like all preseason before, as a kid growing up. But
Yeah.
like there was like an aura of Rich Stadium. So like when I finally got there, it was like, yo, this is amazing. Like even mid drought, like yo, this stadium is amazing. The crowd is crazy. This tailgate scene is out of this world,
Mhm.
and you know, it's definitely something special about this stadium and these fans. Like it's something special. Um, Moment wise, man, I that's so tough, man. It I feel like it has to be that perfect game against New England in the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
it's hard to pick anything else. Because again, and that game started out rocky for me. That tailgate was rough. It was cold. It was drinks. So it
Yeah.
was a rough beginning. But by the time I actually got into the seat and was able to experience that, like it was just a nonstop party.
Yeah.
Just from the Micah Hyde interception to the touchdown passes, couple run. Like it was just a crazy environment. We ain't had when was the last time we had a playoff home game before that, as we know.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It didn't happen.
Right.
So, to just be in the stadium for that, it wasn't a drought, but again, a home playoff game drought, that would have to be it, man. Like that stadium was just out of this world. It
Right.
was truly amazing. Like that has to be the moment. Like in that game, that's probably the loudest I've ever heard that stadium too. Was in moments in that game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely up there because I always try to think back to loud too. Like, what games have I gone to where like the crowd has been insanely loud or like very, very joyful. But I hate to be that guy, but I know it's because we're in the same age group too. But that game too, like that game was that wild card game. I mean, the score on every possession, 7 touchdowns, I think it was total. Um, like you said, the Micah Hyde interception, like you just remember certain plays from that game, like that
Mhm.
interception where you just can picture yourself looking around like, did that just happen?
Right.
And then they showed a replay, and you like, holy, know what I
That
mean?
play is like, how did that happen? The amount of ground that he
Then
covered.
they playing the music, so everything is nostalgic about it because you hear the takeaway guitar going, and you hear the crowd still roaring in disbelief. Bill Belichick on the other side. It's New England of all teams, and your quarterback right now is unstoppable. So
Mhm.
that was like, and it's 0 degrees.
Right.
So
Right.
like, I don't know. For my generation, we wasn't around for the big comeback, right? I heard mad people talk about, people in their 50s, whatever, the comeback game, Other people
Mhm.
mentioned the 51-3 game back in the late 80s. So
Yeah.
there's definitely different games where I see people leaning on, and obviously people have other games up there for different reasons. I will give an honorable mention because I would like the fact that I keep coming back to that game means that that's probably my top one. But I will give a honorable mention or a shout out to the Bills New England game again. And this was more just a moment, not the entire game, but after the DeMar Hamlin situation, when Naeem Hines ran that kickback, the first one, even the second one was kind of crazy because he did
Yeah.
that.
That first one. Yeah.
What?
I wasn't in the stadium for that. We had family in town. So I ended up watching it at home with them. But the
Right.
moment when you talk about perfection,
Yeah.
to
That
have that happen first play of the game after what everybody just experienced the week before.
That shit was
You,
fire.
you couldn't script a
Yeah.
better opening to that game.
Yeah, was fresh off the DeMar Hamlin situation. A lot of fans, like, this is our first time watching the Bills since that moment. And, you don't know what that first hit going to feel like.
Right.
Even from a fan perspective, you don't even know how you're going to react to the first hit. And
Mhm.
then for him to come out untouched up the sideline. And then for the folks listening on TV, you get Tony Romo on the call, you get Jim Nantz. Like, what? What? That that's a sleeper one. I've seen a couple people mention that, but
Yeah,
like
for a pure moment, absolutely, that got to be up high on the list.
Yeah, but anyways, I don't want to brush it over. I know there's been people, shout out to my in-laws. They were on a special on Channel 4, talking about their love story, how they kind of, not kind of, but he proposed to her at the 50-yard line. So, they kind of got a little cameo on Where Else Would You Rather Be? I think it was the name of the special. You can find that on, I think, WIVB Plus, and then I think Channel 4 has been kind of showing it, and they might show it again. But yeah, so it's been a lot of different stories of people, how they met their spouse, how they proposed to their spouse, got married at the stadium, a whole lot of shit. And I will bring up this too, because I don't want to forget to mention this. Also, me bringing my son there the multiple times I brought him there for preseason games, and then also the regular season game last year. Last year, that was his air quotes Christmas gift, and to take him to that game, stand by him, and just take it all in with him. I know that's something. Because I always tell parents it's about creating experiences more than you can give your kid a hoodie or a pair of sneakers. He might grow out of those
last so long, yeah,
in 6 months, but a memory,
and
I go to games, so like to be able to say, I was at the Bills game with my dad. It was raining. You know what I mean? It wasn't no cute game,
it was
but
definitely trash weather that game too.
Yeah,
I was out there. Why am I here?
Yeah, it wasn't, but he knew. I tried to warn him, like, yo, bro, the weather going to be.
He was out there with cute clothes on. I said,
yeah, and we had to bundle him up because we had to put the ends on it. But it was still a great experience. Something that I'll never forget. I know he'll probably never forget. Because once again, we kind of take for granted, that we got a NFL team here.
That's right.
Where we get a chance to watch one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 32 teams.
Right, there's only 32 teams.
Have one is special in itself. Right, little old Buffalo, right? Not even a top 50 market, but we got an NFL team, so
we're not going nowhere, and we're not traveling nowhere crazy to get to the stadium. It's not like we both live in, or like we live in Syracuse. Like I'm from Buffalo, born in Buffalo, so like it's a 15-minute drive,
right?
And I'm at the stadium. Like some people can't do that. Some people got to hop on a plane. Some people got to drive 2 hours. Bro, that's a 15-minute ride.
We'll be right there in the thick of it. And I will say for me, honorable mention, bro. I don't know what year EJ Manuel's rookie year, that comeback against the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, Stevie Johnson touchdown.
Yeah, the Stevie Johnson touchdown. That was another year I had season tickets.
Okay.
Man, when I say I was going, that's probably the first time in the stadium I legit was going crazy. Because I mean, at that point in time, rookie quarterback, big win. Like we actually might have something. So that's the first time I'm like, we actually might be doing something.
Yeah.
And I'm running up and down them bleachers. Like I was having a ball. So like for me personally, that's definitely one of those more fond memories, just because I thought that was the beginning of something special.
Funny that you say that. I think that's the game that he proposed to Regina.
That's funny. I was in the building. Come on, baby.
So that's funny. But I told Z before we got on, this wasn't gonna be too long of an episode. So I did want to get into looking at the possible matchups. We got obviously New England, Jacksonville, Denver could slip, so I won't leave them out because they haven't locked in the 1 seed, I don't believe, unless So I'll throw them in there, and then obviously
the likelihood it's Jacksonville is the highest likelihood, and then Pittsburgh right behind, or excuse me, New England right behind them.
Right. So I mean, we'll just go with those two for now because mentioning Denver, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh could be a lot right now in this short period of time. But Would you rather see one than the other, or are you kind of at this point like fuck it, we ball?
So at the end of the day, I don't care where we go.
Right.
This team is we've been in the playoffs before.
Yeah.
It's not a new thing. We've got to be on the road. Yeah, all right, cool. But we know what the moment looks like. So at this point, I don't care where we go. I don't even know if one matchup really looks better than the other.
Yeah.
Like New England, we know division matchup is always tough. Playing a team a third time in a season is even more tough because, again, there's so much data and so much history that you can lean on. So playing a team a third time is always extremely difficult. Boston can be a hostile environment and, playoff environment. So, they have a good young quarterback. Defense is getting more healthy. Offense is doing what it needs to do. So, I mean, that's not an easy matchup by any stretch. Jacksonville, solid defense all year. Offense has gotten much better since the trade deadline when they added Jacoby Myers. Run game is but the passing game has been clicking. I mean, they've been putting up points against the best defenses in the AFC. Put up points against Denver, put up points against Houston, put up points against the Chargers. So right now their offense it's humming, so it's definitely nothing. I mean, it's not nothing there. So I don't think there's a head and shoulders matchup that I feel is better than the other. I mean, I'd probably end up leaning towards Jacksonville, honestly, just because it's down in Florida and it's a fast track.
Yeah.
And I don't have to deal with the elements or whatever it could be in Boston. But, for that reason alone, that's why I say, all right, give me Jacksonville. But it's really it's not even team dependent. I don't care. And I don't think the Bills would care either.
Nah,
regardless, you're walking in with Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, best quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Ball up.
Yeah, ball up top, as they say. Yeah, nah, I tend to agree that it's really a toss-up, and it really comes down to a few things, but I can start with kind of where you ended. Like when you are going into the playoffs, whether you're on the road or at home with that guy, right? Like they say, the man in the arena. It's just like when you the Lakers back in 2007 and you walking into an arena with Kobe, right? You don't got to be at home. Kobe on that team? Oh, okay, there's a chance, right? Kobe on that team? Oh, best of 7? I'm rolling with Kobe in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Prime Bron. Like, it ain't matter when Bron was down 2-3 or whatever. Like, Bron on that team, you still got a chance. And I think that's kind of the aura that Josh Allen brings. And like I said, I know he hasn't played his best, game by game. But I mean, you look at the numbers at the end of the day, still got 38 touchdowns, 39 touchdowns, 10 picks. I mean, he still has had a great year. But now that it's playoff time, as we know, that's normally when the great players kind of take it up a notch. And that's something that Josh has done his entire career. Is like, it's always like regular season Josh, you'd be like, oh, okay, MVP type shit. Then you get playoff Josh, and it's like, God damn, this motherfucker, he really took it up another notch. Like, there's another notch, and normally Josh does that. So if I'm New England and Jacksonville, I can flip it. I can say I don't want to see the Bills.
Yeah, and listen. There's a lot of people saying that the Bills, this is the easiest path they've had. There's no Burrow, there's no Lamar, yada yada yada, no Mahomes, yada yada yada. They should win. They have to win. Their window's closed.
Right.
I honestly don't hear that at all. I feel like even though, yes, those quarterbacks aren't here, it's still not an easy path. But I feel like this is a little bit of a no pressure situation for the Bills. Yes, you've been here for years, but again, I mean, you still you might be favored, you might not be, but I think they have the potential to go in there and take care of business no matter where they go. I mean, these are going to be these other quarterbacks' first time on the stage trying to do this. Okay, are you able to live up to this moment? And we know the Bills have them.
And I got to add this too. You win that wild card game, what's the chances that they're going to now become the favorites to win the entire AFC? Like, they already probably close. I think New England might have a slight edge on them in Denver right now if we look at the betting odds. But like, let's say 8-9 days from now, when the first round is over, Bills beat let's say New England. What's going to be the talk after that? Oh shit, who going to be Bills then? As the number 6 or 7 seed, whatever seed they at, they're going to be like, well, Bills now because they going to knock off one of the top 3 teams.
Yeah, because I mean, again, look, if the Bills end up in the 7th seed and they play New England, cool.
Right?
We beat New England. We know we're going to Denver.
Right.
We knock out Denver. What's the next biggest matchup? Or like, what's the biggest threat at that point?
Yeah, what
you know what I mean? So like
yeah,
like it.
And that's
if the Bills can get hot, I'll say watch out.
Right, because they've already won 4 of their last 5 games, and we know the last one got lost on a missed throw by, like you just mentioned, the best quarterback in the league right now. So like, literally, we are a play away from being on a 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, and you got a pissed off Josh coming in now.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when I saw him on the injury report this whole week listed as DNP, like normally Josh the type, and we know this from his career, even if it's a minor thing, he's gonna still practice on a limited basis, right? When he had the elbow, hand, whatever, he's gonna practice on a limited basis. The fact that he did not participate in any of the practices this week, that lets me know not only is the team being smart, but that's also Josh agreeing with them and being like, "Yep, put me on ice. Put me on ice for a week. I don't might throw behind the doors or whatever, but he like, put me on ice. Put me on ice."
Yeah,
I get a this week too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And on a side note, and I feel like, did you see what Gronk said about Bills being he think that'd be the best matchup for the Patriots? I said, bro, you wildin'.
Yeah.
Like for anybody who will want to see the Bills, I'm like, you got to be crazy.
And
this is the best producing quarterback in NFL history in the playoffs metrically, and that's not a bias. That's just numbers.
Right.
So you want to welcome that with a quarterback who's balling in May, absolutely, but who haven't been on that stage yet,
and who just walked into your trap and scored on what 5 straight times.
Yeah, Gronk said they should have. Ain't no should have, fam. That should have don't mean nothing. You shouldn't have gave up a 21-point lead.
100%, and you shouldn't have let them score 5 straight times.
Right, and not put up no points. So nah, I'm not hearing that, bro.
Yeah, nah. Anytime I hear, former players talk about their teams, we know it's some bias behind there, and I know he, Western New York kid, but like, that's just former
player talk.
Former player talk, because it's like any person outside of Buffalo, New England, they can look at the Bills with Josh Allen and say, outside of him, a couple dumb mistakes here and there, he is like he's the last person, I'll just say it like this, you want to play in either conference come playoff time, especially with Pat out. Because normally it was every year we had to hear, well, if Pat is out there, then that's probably his only roadblock is dealing with the Chiefs, Andy Reid, and Patrick Mahomes. Take them out the equation. You mean to tell me if I step into a tournament with 14 teams and Josh Allen is my quarterback, he ain't the best motherfucker, he ain't the baddest motherfucker walking around? There's no Myles Garrett. So we might talk about arguably the best player in football in that whole tournament. No Myles Garrett, no Patrick Mahomes. It's Josh Allen. So if he do what we expect him to do, which is come in, do his job, you arguably got the best running back behind you, which kind of right now he's kind of getting, not really shitted on, but it's like, we watched Bijan ball out the other day. We've seen what McCaffrey has done. We've seen what Jonathan Taylor has done. In the early polls right now, they don't even got him as first team or second team All-Pro.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like, so he might be coming in with a little bit of chip on his shoulder too in the playoffs. Like, oh, word? So now y'all, we know y'all got this other 2 QB race going on for MVP now with Stafford and Drake May. You don't think that kind of hit a little hard for even Josh Allen to be like, damn, Drake May about to be MVP? Which is not to say that he shouldn't, but it's like, damn. All because I had a good year, right? A very good year. But he like, damn, I let the youngin. Let's step in a trap and let's show him who the MVP is. So we are looking at what I believe is probably going to be an epic playoff run. Because the fact that it looks like they'll have to do everything on the road, that's tough. But on the flip side, what other team is built to do it?
Yeah, three straight road games ain't easy for anybody. But I think Buffalo has an offense that travels. I mean, when you're built through the running game and the power running game the way they have, like that game can travel.
Yep. They got
That
the
game
run
can
game.
travel. And you still have Josh on the back end. Whether they have top tier receivers or not, which we know they don't, Josh is always still a threat.
Right. And that's what I look at too, is like you got the best run game in the entire league. You got a defense that's been playing top 10 football for the last month and a half. You got Kincaid, who I expect to be healthy, hopefully in the playoffs, which at one point this season, he was one of the top 5 tight ends in the league. It's just he took a nosedive with the injuries. But all things considered, outside of the situation with the kicker, but hopefully Prater is good. I believe in this team come playoff time. And it's gonna be fun to see what the next week and a half looks like. Obviously, we'll know more Sunday night. I know a lot of people gonna be on their phones, right? Trying to see where they going for that next weekend. So there's a possibility that something might go on there for a lot of Bills fans, probably including myself, just because there's already been whispers and talks about that on this side. So
it's man, you're about to make that move, huh?
Yeah, it's what's the name? It's Felicia's birthday that weekend, so she already put that on her wish list that she wanna, spend that weekend out of town, hopefully cheering on the Bills. So we'll see. Right? It's one of those things where it's like, damn.
Farewell to your money, Val.
Man, what money?
Yeah.
I'll be paying in Bitcoin, man. Like, Monopoly money, fuck. But it's a lot. There's a lot to digest over the next few days. But I do want to wrap it up by just really hoping that people go into this year in totality and really just work on best version of yourself, obtain those goals. I know I got goals. Said Zeno, one of my goals, I got to use him, right? To do one of my life goals, right? But there's a lot of stuff that can be said, but to keep it short, be thankful, y'all, for seeing another year. I know me personally, I never take for granted anytime that calendar changes. Anytime I see January 1st, like I'm looking at the side of my dream right now, I see 2026. It's crazy. It's crazy to see those numbers, right? 2026. Like, wow, where are we going? Like, we're going somewhere fast. I'm always joking. I say time is not real, but excuse me, truly thankful you guys out there that listen, that put up with us, week to week with our pro Bills talk, right? It's like we never bet against the Bills, right? But that's what that's what we do, right? We Bills fans through and through. We bleed this. So shout out to all of y'all out there, our listeners. Happy New Year to all of you guys. Z, you wanna say a couple words before we sign off?
I'm gonna double back real quick. One more football topic, but I don't want a full discussion. But there's a couple games this weekend where the division is still on the line. I just want to know who you winning, who you picking to win. I don't need a discussion though. Carolina, Tampa. Who you got?
Tampa.
Carolina.
Carolina. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Seattle, San Francisco.
Ooh, I got Seattle.
San Francisco.
Okay, see, there we go.
And last but not least, Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
This is the one I hate. I like it, but I hate it because it's going to be good TV. It could be ugly TV, to be honest with you.
I think it might be.
I want to say, like, if there was nothing involved, I'll say it like this. If I wasn't a Bills fan, I'll say Baltimore all the way. Being a Bills fan, I like high key got to root for Pittsburgh. So, and this is the type of game I see Mike Tomlin win and throughout his career. Like Mike Tomlin do a lot of, I know he catches a lot of flack, but like the game that they lost last week to Cleveland, a lot of people saw that coming. Like they just do shit like that. This is the week where Mike Tomlin kind of give you one of those speeches post game, like, mic drop type shit. Like this is what I do. This is why I'm still here. This is why y'all can't get rid of me. I'm Mike Tomlin. I got my boys ready to play. So if I remove all of that, I do think this is a Mike Tomlin game. I think you get Pittsburgh at their best. And the cherry on the top for me is I don't want to see Baltimore. I don't want to see Lamar in the tournament. He's talking about 100% I'm playing all this shit now. I'm like, bro, your body was just broke for like 4 weeks. Now you good? Nah, I don't want to see you, bro. Go back home, go back to the hood, man, and take care of them families out there and kick it with your loved ones. I don't need to see you in the playoffs. And it's not even like he a GOAT in the playoffs. It's just that
it's just still an ultimate wild card.
Right. And just like we talked about with Josh Allen, it's the same thing can be said with Lamar and Derrick Henry. When you get great players like that, nah, you better off. If there's a way to get them out, you better off just being like, yeah, can you go over there, please? I ain't trying to deal with you. So that's why, again, to go back to what we said before, that's why it's wild to hear people like, yeah, I won't play the Bills or whatever. Because it's like, yo, Josh is, you want to play an all-time great? Okay. Touchdown machine, Josh? Okay.
Yeah, both teams playing trash right now.
Yeah, they are, right.
Which one gonna be less trash? I don't know. I want to pick Pittsburgh, but they just look so anemic on offense. But Baltimore ain't doing nothing either. So I'm gonna pick Pittsburgh with that. I think Pittsburgh figures out a way to get the job done at home. I think that matters.
Well, I said it's an at home. That's a Pittsburgh type of game. Like
even though Baltimore is favored on the road, Baltimore favored 3.5.
I'm putting the money on. Yeah. If you a betting man, I know I'm a semi-betting man. I'm putting money on Pittsburgh. Even if you want to take the points, if you want to be safe, take the points, obviously. But I feel like I know why Lamar, Derrick Henry, boom, boom, boom. Because they like shit. They gonna give a day off. They don't want to be at home. But Mike Tomlin, Casey Hayward, and them boys, they're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't really got that much faith in him, but
I will say, if nothing else, it's gonna be a physical game.
Oh yeah,
we know that for 100%.
More physical, and we don't know because this is not the old Baltimore team, and it's really not the old Pittsburgh team.
That is true. That is true.
It's like you get that, but you might get it more from the former players on the opposite sideline.
Yeah, them teams gonna be looking. These teams gonna be beat up wild card weekend. Whoever win out of this game, they're gonna have their lumps. They're gonna be dead.
And I might call this Joey Porter might have an impact on this game. Junior. Okay. I feel like he a hidden key factor because the way he plays corner is old school. Like he get that from his pops. Like he play old school corner, physical, making a play on the ball. He talking to. So I feel like he's one of those guys that might have a say in where this goes. And I know Baltimore really don't pass the ball like that, but with Lamar out there, I think they're gonna try to pass the ball around. Zay Flowers, Bateman, but that's gonna be a fun game. And I know we're gonna be a little bit beat up because, man, oh man, that game come on essentially right after the Bills game. So that's gonna be one of those. Damn, how fast can I get home? Yeah, how fast can I get home? Probably be halftime. Oh no, it'll probably be after halftime.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Man, that's gonna kind of suck a little bit, but a lot of good football this weekend, man. It starts Saturday. I know it's college football going on. And I don't want to leave without shouting out the Sabres again, man. 10 in a row.
Sabres on the warpath, baby. Tied for the longest win streak in franchise history, going for 11. Let's make it happen. That's all I'm saying, man.
Yeah, my Syracuse boys let me down. Knicks rolling a little bit, but they let me down a little bit. So go Sabres. All right. Sabres in there. Go Bills, of course. And again, if y'all going to the game, enjoy it. Take it in. Don't get blackout drunk and forget the last game.
Yeah, don't take a million videos and pictures and all that. Be in the moment, embrace it, enjoy it. Let the memories be the lasting thing you remember. You know, the videos don't even do it justice. Just be in the moment, enjoy it all. Celebrate this team. This game is not very consequential, so we can go there truly just to celebrate the Bills of the past, the present, the future, and just be amongst the mafia together and enjoying a Jets victory. Correction, a victory against the Jets. Yeah, that definitely said that backwards. Yeah, but anyways, on behalf of Val, we appreciate y'all still rocking with us. Let 2026 be your best year ever. Whoever's listening to this, I believe in you. You are great. Go prove it to yourself now. But we appreciate y'all again for another week.
Yeah.
And we will catch y'all next week for a wild card playoff preview. Let's get it.
Ain't wait. We've been doing this. This is the norm. But all right, y'all. Happy New Year. And go Bills.
Go Bills.
See ya. Wouldn't wanna.